Welcome to the Path to Mindset Mastery. My name is Brad Bishek. I'm a mindset strategist and coach, international inspirational speaker, and creator of Appreciation Academy. And today, we're going to talk about a metaphor that's made such a profound impact in my life. Because as we go through life, a lot of people say there's these seasons. It's just the season I'm in, right? It's a season I'm in with my kids. It's a season I'm in with my business. It's a season I'm in with my spouse. It's a season, right? They talk about seasons all the time. And it's a beautiful sentiment. I love the fact they're trying to talk about seasons, but it's much simpler than that. And this is a metaphor I learned from one of my mentors, Jim Rohn, who I was introduced to about 6 years ago, and it changed my life. And I have a much deeper dive on an explanation of these seasons in a podcast back in July of this year, so July of 2019. So make sure and go and take a listen to that if you want to deeper dive into this. But what we're going to do today is take that a step further and talk about how to use that to move our life forward. Okay, because right now we're about to enter spring. And spring is a really beautiful time because it means rebirth. So real quick, I want to give an overview of what the seasons of life are. And I want you to start to identify where are you in each of these seasons. So at first, we start with spring. And spring, actually we'll start with winter. Winter, because that's where a lot of people are. We'll start with winter, and it's still winter right now. So we'll start with winter. Winter, this is where it's freezing cold. This is where it seems like the weather is unbearable, you can't go outside, you just want to cuddle up on the couch, you want to hide, and it's this feeling of almost like fear and scarcity. And it's not beautiful out, right? And you just feel like, almost like inhibited in some way. And you feel stuck, and you wish things were different, and you're just sitting there just praying for the summertime, right? That's winter, okay? The next phase is spring. Because after winter, always comes spring, no matter what. After winter always comes spring. I wouldn't spend too much time trying to figure out why that is. It always happens, right? Spring comes after winter. And spring's a beautiful time because spring means rebirth. Spring is where you can start to see the flowers blooming, and it's starting to rain, so all the flowers are coming up and the plants are starting to blossom. It's becoming more green, more alive. And spring is when farmers tend to plant their seeds, right? So in spring, we need to plant. And the reason it's so important that we plant our seeds is so in the fall we have a harvest. But what a lot of people don't do is they don't plant in the spring. They wish that they planted, but they don't do it. They just appreciate the beauty and move on, right? Because they're still living with a winter mindset of fear. But let's say after you plant your seeds, then you move into summer. And summer is where you need to protect those seeds. That's where rejection, doubt, criticism, it's where these plants are starting to grow and all these pests are starting to take on the plants, right? Anything good will be attacked. And so all these pests are coming to attack the plants that you planted. And so as the farmer, you need to protect them. You need to make sure those pesticides are on there. You need to make sure that you're doing whatever you got to do to make sure that your crop is protected all summer long. These are the people that talk shit about you. These are the haters. These are the people in your business that come in and leave, right? This is when you feel like it's getting really, really hot and you wish it would just cool down just a little bit, but it's getting really, really hot and you don't know if you can stand the temperature, but you're outside anyways, you're doing the work. That's summertime. That's summertime. And that's a beautiful time. Everyone needs to go through it because it leads to fall. And fall is where you harvest. Fall is where you harvest your plants. This is where, if you've done the work, you'll be able to reap a beautiful harvest to have the most amazing rewards. And a beautiful harvest is rewarded to those people who go through and plant in the spring and protect all summer. Harvest is not rewarded to those who bitch in the spring and bitch in the summer. It doesn't work, right? So that's a very short summary of what the season metaphor is. And I encourage you to go back and listen to the one that I had in July that goes into a much deeper dive of these seasons, July 2019. It's a much deeper dive into what these seasons are. But what I want to talk about is where people go wrong in the season they're in. So just kind of a gut feeling right now. Which season are you in? Are you in winter, where you feel like everything is scarce and you're just fearful and you're cold and you're just wishing shit would be different? That's winter. Are you in spring, where there's an opportunity for rebirth? You have this new idea. You have this new thing that's coming to your mind where you feel like, yeah, I can plant these seeds right now. I got to go for it. And then are you in summer, where you're like, okay, I've planted the seeds. I've done the thing. Now I got to protect it. I got to make sure this stays alive. Or are you in the fall? Are you harvesting right now? Are you harvesting where you're like, oh my gosh, this is freaking amazing? And by the way, if you are harvesting, amazing, enjoy it. But what comes next? Winter. There's going to be a winter that follows. So which are you in right now? Are you in winter, spring, summer, or fall? In your business, in your life, maybe different parts of your life are at different seasons. Which are you in right now? What I want to talk about is where people go wrong in each of the seasons. So you can change this, because winter ends today for you. Winter ends today for you, because I know it's like early March. It's not the actual springtime yet. But the beautiful thing is you can end winter whenever you want. So let's talk about the mistakes in each of these. In winter, what's the mistake that people make? Well, in winter, aren't there people that stay inside in the freezing cold, but there are also people that go skiing and snowboarding? Absolutely. There absolutely are. So what I encourage you to do, if you're in winter right now, is to find a more empowering meaning to that winter. To say to yourself, okay, what can I be learning from this? How can I have fun with this? How can I grow with this? Instead of just curling up on the couch wishing things were different, one of the fastest ways to fast forward winter is to start being grateful that you're in winter, to start appreciating it, and to, instead of bundle yourself up, go skiing, go snowboarding. Because one of the biggest mistakes people make is they complain that it's not working for them. That is winter. If you're in winter right now and you're complaining things aren't working for you, if you keep complaining, that winter is going to drag on forever, right? You're going to add 6 more weeks and 6 more weeks and 6 more weeks, right? It's going to drag on forever if you keep complaining about where you're at. Complaining does nothing. It does not solve your business. It does not solve your life. It keeps you in the same freaking spot. So in the winter, instead of seeing it as a bad thing, what I encourage you to do is go snowboarding, go skiing, go sledding, go have a snowball fight, go have some fun, go build a snowman, right? Get out in the winter and actually enjoy the winter. And if you can learn to enjoy the winter, spring comes so much quicker. So spring, we talked about spring. What mistake do people make in spring? If you're in spring right now and you're making this mistake, it means that you've taken the fears of winter and you brought them into the spring. You have this amazing idea, this amazing opportunity. You get revitalized, remotivated from a conference or a seminar or something like that. You have this new motivation, but you don't plant. You don't put yourself out there. You live in fear. And if you live in fear in the spring, you don't plant those seeds, you will die in the fall. You'll be begging in the fall. And you're going to wish things were different. So one of the biggest mistakes people make in the spring is they don't plant their seeds with everything they can. If you have this new idea, this newfound motivation, revitalization, use it. Use that revitalization to plant the seeds, as many as you can everywhere. Start thinking more creatively, not just thinking in terms of, how have I always built my business? And I just need to make sure and keep doing that. There's so many ways to build a business. So there's unlimited ways to build a business, right? You've just been conditioned to focus on one. But if you were to take it and say, how can I do this differently? What new ideas do I have? And how can I get that to as many people as possible? And then you got to pound the pavement. You got to pound the pavement, because most people in spring, they'll hold back out of fear, so they're begging in the fall. Okay? Then let's move on to summer. Summer is where you're putting yourself out there and you are facing rejection. You're facing rejection. And what most people do in the summer, that first time pests come to your crop, the first time it happens, you go, shit, I guess I'm not meant to have a crop, right? And you give up. You get the first hater, the first rejection, and you think that success is possible without rejection. Guys, success is only possible with rejection. It has to happen. You have to be rejected. You got to protect your crop. You got to put yourself out there, do these amazing things to help all these people, and make sure that you're taking care of your baby. You're taking care of your business. If you bring new teammates on, you're making sure they're supported. People are going to come in and they're going to leave. So the worst thing you can do in the summertime is to bring your mindset down to think that it's not fair for you, or to think that other people have an easier summer. A lot of people go through this, right? They've planted, they go through summer, and they see Susie having these beautiful high crops, and they're going, but why aren't my crops that high? She must just have it easier than me. No, she's just been through a few seasons. She knows what the hell she's doing, right? With her emotions, with her business, with everything. And you can learn from her. You can go over to Susie's farm and be like, hey, Susie, how are your crops so high? What are you doing differently than I am? And you can learn from them instead of judging them or judging you. A lot of people think that this is a comparison, right? A lot of people see other people succeeding, and they'll think that it means their loss. No, it just means you have another resource to reach out to. That's all it means. You have a beautiful resource to reach out to for help. That's all it means. So in your summertime, the worst thing you can do is think that other people have it easier. They're not going through this. Every person goes through rejection. Every person goes through fear. Every person goes through that. You have to go through it too if you want success. It's just part of the game. You have to go through it. And so my advice to you is in summer, stop wishing things were different and start accepting that you can handle this. You can see it as a beautiful thing. You can put some pesticide on those crops and you can move forward. And finally, the harvest, fall season. Here's where a lot of people go wrong in the fall. A couple of ways. Number one is they bitch about their crops. And number two is they don't prepare for winter. Okay? So if you've gone through in winter, complained, didn't plant in the spring, and didn't protect the few crops you had in the summer, you won't have a harvest. So you need to learn how to reap in the fall without complaint. Meaning, your harvest you are getting right now in your life is you did it. You did it. It is not a matter of someone else. You don't have it harder. You don't have it, like other people don't have it easier than you. Your harvest is because of your own mindset, your own skill set, the things that you have done. That's it. So you need to not complain about the results you're getting. Stop complaining about the results you're getting in life and start accepting where you're at. When you do that all of a sudden and you accept this is where I'm at, I can move forward now. All of a sudden you start moving forward and things get better. So that's what we need to do. If you do have a great harvest, celebrate it. You deserve a great harvest. If you have amazing dollars coming in and clients coming out of every direction, you did that. So you deserve it and you should be proud of yourself. But the second mistake that people make in the fall is they don't realize winter is coming. They don't realize winter is coming. Most people think that fall lasts forever. Fall does not last forever. Winter comes after fall. It happened in my life, right? Like my life exploded, my business exploded, went to multiple countries, it changed tens of thousands of lives through my podcast and my social media, hundreds and hundreds of clients in my programs. And then all of a sudden, things started slowing down. And I started to get scared. And those limiting beliefs came up of, oh my gosh, like is that it? Is that all success is? Am I going to have that and it's going to go away? So if you have a harvest, you need to realize that winter is coming. And you can apply the same mindset in the winter. You can live in fear or you can choose to have fun with it. You can choose to see like businesses are plateaus, right? Every single person will plateau. It's not going to be one straight shot to the top. It's not. It's going to be go up a little bit, then you're going to plateau and level off and come down a little bit. But then you're going to go up, you're going to learn something, you're going to go up, you're going to plant, you're going to go through the summer and you're going to harvest, but then you're going to plateau and you're going to go down a little bit. Then you're going to go up and you're going to go down, you're going to plateau and go down a little bit. But the downs are way less than the ups. So you go up, down just a little, up, down just a little, up, down just a little. The key is to know plateaus are coming and to do something about it. When you know plateaus are coming, that means interrupt that pattern, learn a new skill, get to a new seminar, get a coach, get someone that can see the blind spots in your life that you can't see. It's the most beautiful time to get a coach, get a seminar, get a course. That's where the game changes forever. But I'm curious, which season are you in right now? And which mistake are you making right now? And my final piece of advice, if you don't know what season you're in, you're probably in spring. If you don't know what season you're in, just start planting. Just start planting as many seeds as you can. Create something, put something out there, send as many invites as you can. Get the word out there. If you don't know which season you're in, you're probably in spring and plant the crap out of your crop so you won't be begging in the fall. So I hope this metaphor makes sense. I hope you identified where you were and the common mistakes that you're making in your business, in the season that you're in, and how to take these and choose to see beauty in all of them. Because winter can end today if you decide to go snowboarding. It can end today, and it can become a beautiful time for rebirth, for growth, for opportunity. But remember, in the wintertime, have fun in the winter. See it as a beautiful thing, that's something that's temporary and will pass. It's gonna pass. Then in springtime, plant like hell. Go like crazy and plant as many seeds as you can. In the summer, protect that crop. Don't let your mindset go down when you see someone else having a higher crop than you. Choose to embrace rejection, embrace that stuff, embrace it, and choose to protect your crops against that. And finally, in the fall, reap without complaint. Or if you're successful in the fall, appreciate it, love it, be grateful for it, and celebrate it. But reap in the fall without complaint because you created that harvest. And finally, prepare for the winter that is bound to come. The beautiful thing is, this is one of those things where your mindset dictates the length of winter. If you have a beautiful mindset in winter, winter gets shorter. If you have a shitty mindset in winter, winter keeps going longer. That's the one exception to seasons, is that you create the length of the season of winter. If you have a shitty mindset, it's the longest winter ever. If you have a really, really amazing mindset when things aren't going your way, it's a short, short winter and you get right back to spring. That's it. That's how we need to go about this, guys. So I hope you found this valuable today. What I'm doing for the month of March, and I did this in the month of February, what I'm doing for the month of March is if you go into my podcast, you give it a written rating, a written review, and a star rating, whatever you feel is appropriate. You got to do both. A star rating and a written review. You take a screenshot of it, and you send me over an email at brad@bradbizek.com. At the end of March, I do a raffle for anyone who does that, and you win a $50 Amazon gift card. I do this each month. It's a beautiful thing where I'm just giving away free money for anyone that helps me spread this message to other people. So I hope you took a lot away from this. Share this podcast, screenshot it, put it on your Instagram stories, whatever you got to do. Take advantage of that $50 Amazon gift card giveaway. And I hope you took so much away from this podcast today. Identify what season you're in, what mistakes are you making, and how to break through. So thank you so much for tuning into the Path to Mindset Mastery today. My name is Brad Bizek. Go out there today and every day and live your life with a genuine smile on your face. And when you do that, winter doesn't last very long and springtime comes so much quicker. I'll see you next week.